Have you ever been in seasons where there's really nothing technically wrong with your body, yet you feel completely off? And here's the thing, you can't quite explain it to anyone because after the tests, the consultations, they can't seem to find anything really wrong with you. However, you know deep inside that you don't feel okay. You find that you sleep, yet you wake up tired. Your mind feels very noisy. You are not just okay and you know it. Yet you can't explain that to anyone. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken. You are not lazy. And you are definitely not failing at life. Your body just needs a reset. Today, we're going to talk about where to start when everything feels off. Now, this video isn't about fixing your body. It's more about resetting your relationship with your body. No extremes, no punishment, and no hustle culture wellness, okay? It's more about gentle, grounded reset. Hello, I'm Dr. Dara, and this is Thrive with Dr. Dara. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. We are thrilled to have you join us on here, where we discuss on practical habits that help us thrive in every area of our life. If you're a returning subscriber, you know it's always lovely to have you back. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Oh, before that, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you stay aware when I post a new video. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So when people say they don't feel very good or they feel off, they usually think it's vague or dramatic, but it's usually not. It shows up very specifically. For some people, it could be physical, it could be body aches, low energy, digestive issues, sleep doesn't feel restorative. For others, it could be mental. They can have brain fog, overthinking, difficulty focusing, and feeling mentally cluttered all the time. And for many, it's emotional. You find that you get more irritated than usual, you're strangely numb, you cry easily or not at all. You find that small things start making you get overwhelmed. Now, here's the important part, your body doesn't just jump straight into a breakdown, it whispers first. It sends gentle nudges, gentle reminders, subtle signals, quiet discomfort. And when these so called subtle signals are ignored long enough, they start to feel louder and heavier. The fact is, most of the times, our body is not actually broken, it's just overloaded. Overloaded with stress, noise, expectation, inflammation, and basically just working on survival mode. And your body is just doing everything it can to adapt and work for you. Not that it's doing that in the most favorable condition, but it has to adapt to continue in that phase, that survival mode that you have set it on to function. Your body is just doing its best to protect you. That pain is communication. That brain fog is communication. That tiredness is communication. That shutdown is communication. A reset doesn't start with discipline. There is time for that, and that time is not now. Okay? A reset starts with listening. So, in the next few minutes, I want you to stop asking what you are going to do right now and start asking, how can I start listening to the needs of my body? Okay? Now, for most people, when they find that something is wrong with their body, they try to rush to fix themselves. They try extreme diets, hit workouts, they want to go for cold plunges, strict routines, 5 a.m. wakes, more control, more discipline for a body that is tired. Look, I want to say this gently as I can, okay? You don't heal a tired body by shocking it. And you cannot relieve exhaustion with punishment. Tired body, hit workouts. What are you doing? See, a reset is not about doing more, okay? It's about doing what your body can actually receive. And no, scrap that. It's doing what your body needs in that moment. Because for every period in time, your body actually needs different things. It's that time for you to understand what your body needs and give that to your body. Okay, there is time for discipline, there is time for hit workouts, there's time for extreme diets, if you may, but not when your body is tired. Because if your body is overwhelmed, even these so called good habits can look like stress. And stress, no matter how healthy, it will keep your body in survival mode. And that is not something you want to be living your body in. It's called flight or fight mode. Basically, adrenaline is basically up there, cortisol is up there. That is terrible. That's a very terrible condition to leave your body. Listen, a reset starts when you give yourself permission to pause, okay? Not quit, not give up, just pause. Now, before we get into restorative diets, workouts, and routine, we need to reset the nervous system because a dysregulated nervous system would work against us. What would happen is we'll find out that we'll be doing a lot of things and won't see results as much. Because here's the thing, if the nervous system is dysregulated, right, your body is still would still be stressed, and there are hormones that come to play in this whole stress thing. Cortisol and its cohorts, they have their time, okay? They have where they are useful and where they help our body adapt, right? But we want to take it down in this case of reset, okay? We want cortisol, we want adrenaline to calm down. And to do this, we need to reset our nervous system. So, for this, we're going to discuss some simple steps that we can do on a daily basis at the comfort of our homes to reset your nervous system. Very simple, okay? Trust me. The first one is breathing gently and intentionally. I know it sounds very funny, but trust me, breathing consciously would calm your nervous system. You take in a deep breath through your nose, okay? Long enough, sustain it, and then breathe gently out through your mouth. Doing this 3 to 5 times a day basically tells your nervous system to relax. It's okay. You have escaped. Relax. Basically, that's what it does to your nervous system. The body calms down. It leaves fight and flight mode and actually calms down. I know it sounds pretty much easy and too good to be true, but it'll go a long way if you can do this physiological side. Very simple, but it will go a long way to calming your nervous system. Two, reduce inputs. You don't need more motivation. You need less noise. Turn down the volume, turn down the brightness, turn down everything. Turn down everything that overly stimulates you. Turn it down and just stay quiet, stay rested, stay down basically. Just turn it down, okay? Your nervous system needs to relax, so you need to turn everything down. If possible, turn them off and just relax. Three, grounding. Bare feet on the ground, bare feet on the grass. Take a hot bath or a cold bath, hands on your chest or hands on your stomach. Tell yourself that you are safe. I know these things sound very simple, too simple. How can they work? But trust me, all your body needs at this point in time is care. And if this is the only thing that you do for 1 week straight, your nervous system would calm down. And if you can get that done, then you're off to a great start. For a lot of people, what they believe they need is better time management. But truly, for most, what they actually need is better energy regulation. Because when your energy is unstable, everything feels harder. Skipping meals, running on caffeine, ignoring hunger cues, eating without awareness. All this send mixed signals to the body. And when the body doesn't feel consistently nourished, it stays on edge. A reset here doesn't mean perfection, okay? It's more like eating regularly rather than skipping meals, okay? Hydrating intentionally and having at least one balanced meal a day. Not to control your body, but to support it. Your body feels safer when it knows it will be taken care of. Sleep is not a reward for productivity. It's not something you earn after doing enough. Sleep is the foundation of regulation. This is the time your body takes to repair itself. When sleep is disrupted for a long time, your body adapts. But the problem is, your body doesn't adapt in a healthy way. That so called adaptation is not healthy. It's not the best point your body should function at. I want you to stop asking, how can my body function on less sleep? And now start asking, how can I give my body enough rest so it can function optimally? See the difference? A reset here can be very simple. All you need to do is have a consistent sleep window where you know this is when I wake up and this is when I sleep. Now you need to learn to create a gentle wind down routine when your sleep time or your bedtime approaches. You go down on your food intake, you reduce your nighttime scrolling, you reduce anything that will stimulate you, turn off the lights, take a shower, prepare your body to wind down and ready for sleep. Healing doesn't happen when you push through fatigue, it happens when you allow restoration. And this restoration primarily happens during sleep. So don't play with your sleep. If your sleep routine is not very interesting, fix it. You know what I mean when I say interesting. This part is often overlooked. You see, one thing with unsettled emotions, they don't just disappear, they settle into the body. Let me take you guys back for a little story time. So, there was this point in my life where I thought I was emotionally mature, so I didn't really allow myself express the emotion of anger when people annoy me. So when people annoy me, I would rather just sweep it under the carpet and find something else to distract myself and move on with it. Unfortunately for me, what I didn't know was the emotion just kept piling up, right? And I would forget what the person did, but the emotion would stay with me, right? And you find that when that same person annoys me again, probably to a lesser degree than they did before, I would spark up, you know? And by the time I sit back and think about it, I'm like, oh my God, why did I act like that? But it's because the emotions just kept, I kept sweeping them under the rug, not realizing that they were piling up and waiting for me, like a ticking time bomb to explode. So I say this to say that emotions that you don't allow yourself to express are dangerous. Yeah, sometimes they often show up as fatigue, pain, or even numbness. Point is, you're a human being and you're allowed to have emotions. Having emotions and allowing yourself, experience your emotions doesn't mean that you're childish as opposed to what I used to think. Doesn't mean you're childish, okay? You're human, and that's what differentiates us from machines these days, right? You're allowed to have emotions, you're allowed to feel anger, you're allowed to feel disappointed. Allow yourself feel these things because most of the times, just like me, when you pile them up or when you think you have forgotten them, they pile up in your mind or they pile up subconsciously and you will not like the way you would act towards it, or you find yourself unnecessarily stressed. Allow yourself experience these emotions. Don't allow it to determine how you behave, but allow yourself experience them and move on with your life. Your body holds emotional weight, uncried tears, unspoken boundaries, chronic self betrayal. Let me ask you this honestly. What have you been carrying quietly? What have you normalized that actually feels heavy? A reset doesn't mean fixing your emotions. It means allowing them exist without judgment. Journaling honestly, crying without necessarily fixing anything, saying no without having to overly explain yourself, allowing yourself feel disappointed, angry or tired without judging yourself. Sometimes the body feels broken because it's been carrying too much emotionally. Your body responds when it feels heard. You're human and you need to remember that. And let yourself be. If your body feels broken, this is not the time to punish it with intensity. This is not the time for your 30 days heat workouts, morning and night. This is not the time for your 1,000 skips a day. This is not the time for abs punishment. Papa, relax. Mama, relax. Okay? Movement should feel more like mobility, circulation, release, okay? Not burn, exhaustion, or trying to prove something. Think more of walking, stretching, gentle yoga, shaking off stress, breathing exercises. Everything you want to do this period is just gentle, calm, and restorative, okay? This is not the time for you to start hopping on these extreme diets. This is not about restriction, okay? At this point in time, your body needs consistency, it needs warmth, it needs love. So now you want to focus on hydration, regular hydration. You want to take balanced meals regularly and stay away from refined foods, okay? Stay away from meals that would raise your sugar rapidly and crash them rapidly as well. And these are refined foods. And when I mean refined foods, talking about bread and the likes, talking to myself as well. God help us. But yeah, stay away from refined foods for as much as possible, as much as you can. So instead of asking, what can I cut out from my balanced meals? Right? Trying to hop on all these extreme diets and challenges. Now I want you to shift your focus and now ask, what can I give my body? What can I feed my body so it can feel supported? If your body feels broken, chances are you don't trust your body anymore. And it probably doesn't trust you either. Rebuilding trust here looks more like responding when your body actually asks for rest, feeding it with what it needs when it needs it to avoid unnecessary crashes, and listening before it starts screaming for pain. Trust is rebuilt through small promises kept, not quick transformations, just consistency. Big plans don't reset the body, consistency does. Small, repeated signals of safety and care is just enough. A reset doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be feeling even just 5% better. It could be sleeping deeper compared to before, even if it's slightly deeper. It could be waking up and feeling more rested compared to before. It could just be feeling present again. Healing is quiet and subtle, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be overly dramatic. It doesn't even have to be dramatic. The most important thing is that you can see changes, you can feel changes, and you are feeling way better than you were before. If you take nothing else from this video, I want you to remember this. You are not broken. You are just responding to a world that demands too much from us. And your body knows this, and it's not failing you. It's just trying to protect you. It's just trying to adapt, okay? So when it sends you signals, listen to it. Understand what it needs in that moment. If it needs some quiet time to recharge, give it that quiet time to recharge. If it needs some attention and refueling, please give it everything it needs and come back 10 times better. Your body is worthy of care, even when it's tired, even when it's messy, even when it's struggling. You're allowed to rest, you're allowed to heal, you're allowed to begin again. If this resonated with you, be sure to stay subscribed for more ways to thrive in every area of your life. I remain Dr. Dara, and this is Thrive with Dr. Dara. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.